Hello, time for another movie review. Tonight's movie, Wonder. The Wonder. Sorry, on Netflix, hour and 49 minutes long. Real quick, can you believe that this light went out again? I switched lights, and there must be something wrong electrically with that recessed lighting there. I have to, get out my tester and stuff like that. Anyway, back to The Wonder. 6.7 on IMDb, 14,653 people rated so far. Of course, Florence Pugh is in it. That's the only person I recognize. And this is about a tale of two strangers who transform each other's lives, a psychological thriller, and a story of love pitted against evil. Now, that's what it says on IMDb, right? And then when you go in, it talks about, when you go into Netflix, it has a different kind of synopsis about people who can survive without eating, and she has to choose between what is right and something else. I don't know if I could see that real quick. Because, when you bring it up, oh yeah, a nurse is hired to evaluate a young girl whose family claims she can survive without food. She must weigh the value of truth versus saving a life. Okay. But normally, it automatically starts. You got to get into it right away. So, I guess you play it and go back, you can now see it. So, alright, that's enough of that. Let's get into it and see what it's about. Give you a better idea. Let you know if it's worth watching. Stick around. I'll be back. Hey everybody, I'm going to do a quick check-in here. We're watching The Wonder. We're at the 56-minute, 45-second mark, just over halfway. There's 52 minutes and 56 seconds left. Whew. And I got the light to work. That's really why I wanted to check in. Anyway, so this is about a child who hasn't eaten in, what did they say, 4 months. She's 11 years old and hasn't eaten since her birthday. And Pugh, I can't remember her first name, but Florence Pugh, thank you, is a nurse. And so these doctors and these, a bunch of people say, hey, you're supposed to do the watch. So for 2 weeks, herself, who is a registered nurse, and a nun are supposed to watch this young girl just to prove that she's able to survive without eating. But it's interesting because Florence Pugh is a registered nurse, so all scientific, whereas the nun is more, believing in God, and this is a miracle. So you got that conflict there, as they are supposed to not talk to each other, but supposed to watch for over 2 weeks, for a 2-week period of time, and then report back their findings. So you can see it, like the scientist doesn't believe that she's not eating, there's somehow she's being able to survive, whereas the nun, we don't hear much from her, but the idea is maybe that she thinks it's a miracle and trying to do that. And so there's a lot of that going on, but it's very slow. It's it's a long build, so we'll see where it goes. But I wanted to catch you up on that. I don't know if I had anything else to tell you, but we'll see. Stick around. I'll be back. Hey everybody, we're at the credits of The Wonder, and it remained kind of mundane, subdued, I would say. It's not very action-packed and drawing you in, of course. It's, as you can tell by the subject matter. But as you think more on it, so you know what the plot line is, right? This girl and the nurse and everybody, wants it to be a miracle, but what's really going down? That's what you're waiting to see, right? And it's really hard to talk about, what's going on. But it's interesting when you see it start to finish. They started off, and it's the beginning of the movie, so it's not going to spoil it, but they started off by showing you a set in Hollywood, and then it pans into the story, which is interesting and very, it gives, after you think about it, and maybe people got this right not from the beginning, but right after the movie, but there's a deeper meaning behind everything that they showed. Now, this movie is somewhat based on a true story, I found out. And then I'm going to have to get into spoiler alerts and talk a little bit more about that, because this is just way too hard. But I will tell you, it's slow-moving, boring at times, but interesting to see the battle of science versus faith, and with a little girl involved in all of this. And yeah, that's about all I can really share. And you think about it, in the 1860s, this is probably, something that really could happen. and how the whole family acts is very odd at first, you know, and I was thinking about that, so I don't know. You can't talk anymore about it. If you didn't see it and you're interested in checking out, go ahead, but other than that, if you have seen it, I have to talk a little bit more openly. It's way too hard, so I will. So, spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. I gotta talk a little bit more about this movie. So we know the little girl's fasting. We know it's a battle between, is she really fasting? Are they faking it to make it a miracle, right? And then comes the underlining reason that all of this is going down, right? Her brother, mother, all that stuff, right? Which is like, whoa, okay. Like, all right, then what's going to happen? What's going to go down? How's this all going to end? And I'm still not spoiling that for you, but I could say that, like, at first I was thinking, like, if Florence Pugh's character is correct, how could the parents continue to allow this daughter to go? And you kind of find out why, right? And then the whole ending with her sister or something like that saying in, out. And the reference is to be, although this took place in the 1860s, and it's a reference back to the bird, this could be happening at any time, in some form or fashion. You know, are they free or are they in a cage? And you think about that with the girl, you know, little girl, she was in one, she moved, is she free now? Is she in a cage? And what about society today and those types of things? So, I don't know, on that deeper level, it made you think a lot more, which was cool because it didn't make you think throughout until the end. But I don't know. There you go. There's a little bit more to you. I don't know. This was a tough one for me to review, but hopefully I helped somebody. Probably not, though. But thanks for tuning in. Kimmel's Irish Pub.